All right, we're down in the bottom floor, which has I'd say about a 600 square foot suite here. We just want to go through what we did on the wiring here. We have this sub panel that comes off the main 200 amp panel, just feeding this little suite. We have to, obviously, we only have a few breakers in here. We'll get to terminating that and labeling it later after the rough-in. We have one 4-inch entry light here. That's just going to be plenty because this area is pretty small. This is kind of how we like to do our wiring. This is really neat and clean. Everything's labeled entry, kitchen. We mark our power that's incoming with just a line down the middle, and then this is the outside. So this kind of just determines how we do the splice in this 3-gang box here. We do have just this hot tub stub outside. They're going to do a hot tub out of this suite as well. This might just be a little Airbnb if you want, so a little rental suite. If you want to come over here, take a look at the kitchen. It's kind of a kitchen living room combination. That's just really how small this area is. But we're just everywhere you see a wire hanging down, that's just going to be our lighting. We've got three lights going down the hallway. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the kitchen. They're all on separate switches. And of course we can dim that as well. 2 receptacles that I assume are just going to do a little couch here or a table chair combination, something like that. This will be our kitchen right here, which we have a sink going in here. This was the fridge in the corner. Fridge is a dedicated 15 amp circuit here. This is one 20 amp circuit and one 20 amp circuit here. The code says if it's 2 receptacles, you can't do just one to the next. They want to see 2 circuits. Range down here, it's set up for either gas or electric. So he can make the choice on whether, for now they're going to do electric, but he does have gas at the property, so he can do either or. Hood fan right here, probably do another microwave combination up high, just so they can have that. Yeah, we did a TV box here. He'll probably do some backing to maybe mount to smaller TVs. I'd say maybe a 32-inch right here. Another receptacle down low. This is basic, just our hallway lighting. 3 ways just to come out of the bedroom as well. This was interesting. They just didn't want us drilling through this, obviously, this load-bearing top plate here. So these guys ducked around it, so I just tucked my wire in front of it as well. They might just do a little bulkhead there to hide that. If you could see up into these joists, this house was really difficult to get any sort of a route for our home runs and our wiring, just due to the fact that they had this big, massive beam right here. They have a beam over there as well. And some of these you cannot drill, so we literally had to take the longest route around just to get a plug in. You'll see that in a minute. Anyway, washer, dryer, stackable. This is just, bathroom. We're just doing a vanity light, that'll be plenty. This is an HRV fan, so this is going to run continuously 24 hours a day at about 20 CFM. And then when you hit the switch, it'll bump up to 110 to clear your shower, clear your room out. Just a basic bedroom, lights, plugs, smoke detector. This right here is a shared circuit between the top and the bottom. It's the smoke detector circuit. So anytime you share a circuit between the upstairs floor and the legal suite down below, you have to make that a fire rated hole. So we just caulked that with some fire rated caulk. Yeah, just another light. This will be a doorway down into the 2-car garage. Take a look. As you can see, this was just, it was quite a difficult run, but we got all our wires in. We have tech cables up there coming down around here. Yeah, I'll talk about this in a minute when the compressor stops running. Oh, there we go. Anyway, we had a provision, and we've just put in a 10-4 conductor for the solar array that he might put in the future. So it's in the house, so they don't have to pipe that on the outside of the house after the fact. And that also comes with a number 6 insulated green bond wire to bond that array all the way back to the main panel here. Anyway, coming into the mechanical room, there's going to be an HRV that's going to get quite full. They're going to do an HRV. They're going to do a boiler for all their heating that goes to the concrete here. This is the water pump right here. This well was quite deep, so these are the controls for our water pump. And you'll see it's just it's adjustable, but it's about 7 amps at 240 volts. So we just ran that back to the panel. This is all going to get spray foamed, by the way. So we kept our conductors off the back wall. HRV plug is way up high because that unit's going to mount up high. We have a light here on a switch just for this area. Nothing too major. Yeah, you can see just some of our wires running through there, the coax and the Lumex as well. Receptacle, we do have some circuits going right now. Obviously there's some lights on. As you come in this door, we have a panel light right here. 2 circuits for the different sides of the garage here. This is our media panel right here where they're gonna bring in, well, for now it's just high-speed cable in this area, but they are working on getting the fiber. We just got fiber in Nelson last year, so they should be working out this way. This conduit, it's a flexible 1.25" conduit that goes all the way outside and then comes back to what we're going to show you later. So in the future they can pull a fiber optic through there into the home here, and you can branch off that and you can get the gigabit internet then. This was really, he wanted to save some money and buy his own materials, so he got this panel, but now unfortunately after all is said and done, it was too small to hold all our circuits. So today we just put this second panel in right here with the number 2 aluminum. We'll do 80 amps here. We're going to run the hot tub. We're going to run the RV plug off this. A couple other small loads. He wanted a little 30 amp welder as well. Once again, I mean, get the biggest panel you can get. If you're doing 200 amps, I'd like to see 60 circuits. I mean, this one only had 30, so we filled that up real quick. This one's a Square D. This one's the Homeline edition of the Square D. They're quite nice. This is the panel I like to use though. It's an Eden, or like the Siemens panels as well, because their quality is great and the cost point is really good too. For the island, we're going to have a dedicated 20 amp circuit and a dishwasher on the island. We missed that upstairs, but we have yet to poke that through because we don't know the details on that yet. Garage plugs. I like to get them up high. This is going to be our 30 amp welder, but these plugs up high are it just makes more sense to me. People aren't going to want to do a workbench, so you want to plug up high. A lot of people are getting tired of moving their workbench or underneath the bench trying to plug in, so we want to just make it up high. Dedicated compressor over here is a 20 amp, but we have 15 amp plugs here, 20 amp there. On this corner, 15 amps. It's good enough for table saw, charging, whatnot. Dedicated central vacuum up there. That has to be dedicated. I mean, there's no pulling that off anywhere, and that has to be a 20 amp circuit as well. Of course, 2 garage door openers. Hot tub as well. We didn't mention that, but they doubled all these joists up to put a hot tub on the deck. So you can see this number 6 going through over there. Once again, quite the route because we just really couldn't go through this beam, but we could go through this way. Then it comes outside. And you'll see up top here, yeah, a little bit of our core line outside. We had to go outside because we couldn't go through this beam and then sneak back in. And you'll see over here, this goes into the back of the box I'm about to show you. And then there's our hot tub that goes upstairs as well. So we had to go outside, come back in, go down. We'll staple this loop up here, but just leave a little service loop for later, I guess. And upstairs onto the deck. And we did lights upstairs on the deck as well, but we do lighting everywhere anyway. Coming around the side of the house here. Got the scaffolding in the way, but we have a 200 amp underground service here. And our telecommunications as well. Our expansion joints in here. I think, yeah, that's not so much about that anyway. But over here, they're going to do their mini split and their condenser outside on a wall-mounted unit. So we have our duct switch rated for 60 amps, but it's going to be a 2-pole 35 on that one. No neutral, just 240 volt. 2-pole. Pretty much I think that's it. Just outside light here. Once again, hot tub for the future, not right away anyway. We'll get that wired to a PVC junction box. Anyway, all in all, it's done today, so we'll be back on the final. Thanks for joining us.